Arcane surprised audiences in a number of ways when it debuted on Netflix in 2021. By bringing to life one of the most well-known properties in the world, Riot Games' League of Legends, it not only solidified the notion that video game adaptations might succeed on screen. Arcane shocked us once more when Netflix revealed that the second season will be the final one. Just as Season 1 demonstrated that these adaptations might be successful, even Oscar-worthy. Already, 5 months before Arcane's return to streaming, the news and the first trailer for Season 2 were revealed in June 2024. The announcement was unexpected because both critics and fans praised the first season, particularly the animation, which was exquisitely done by the Paris-based studio Fortich. However, it turns out that the intention was always to terminate Arcane after just 2 seasons, so this isn't just another instance of Netflix discontinuing a show in its prime. The beginning of our larger storytelling journey in partnership with the wonderful animation studio that is Fortich is what co-creator Christian Link said in an interview with Variety about Arcane. "We had a very particular finish in mind from the very beginning. When we started working on this project," he added, "so this second season marks the conclusion of the Arcane story. However, we plan to tell many stories in Runeterra, and Arcane is just the first. It's uncommon and welcome to hear that Arcane's conclusion is the one the show's writers always intended, and the one that viewers deserve, at a time when an increasing number of shows get cancelled after ending on a cliffhanger or wind up being concluded far too soon." Link went into greater detail about the rationale behind this choice in a recent interview with Cinema Blend, saying, "We always had a specific story in mind. Look, I'm sure you could have stretched it. However, for us, it was always as if we had this in mind when we began. As creatives, I believe there is a personal component as well. We've all seen television programs where the writers are obviously exhausted. To what extent and for how long can you remain inspired? We have known these characters for 9 years. I believe that this has a responsibility component as well, where we say, this is what we had in mind. This is the narrative that we wanted to share," he continued. Stretching this to the point where it seems impossible to do it properly is reckless. That, I believe, was a major contributing factor. We do not wish to go overboard. Will there be a third season of Arcane? Even though that's fantastic to hear, some fans may find this confusing because Arcane was once intended to be a 5-season arc, according to a Variety article. According to rumors, the show's sudden cancellation may also have been influenced by the $250 million it cost to produce and market each individual episode. Christian Link and Alex He, the co-creators of Arcane, responded to the rumors by confirming that 5 seasons were never the plan in an interview with Tech Radar. "We thought, okay, it's going to be 2 seasons, as we began developing the plot following the pilot. It was never intended to run for 5 seasons. It turns out that a casual remark made by former Riot Games CEO Niccolo Laurent may have sparked these rumors. We still didn't have the go-ahead for a full season, even though we had the pilot or a few episodes. At the time, Niccolo would call me into a room and say, 'Hey, I know you haven't had the green light yet, and I decided I'm not going to give it to you.' He thought it would be hilarious, because I'm giving you the go-ahead for 5 seasons. He said as I sat there looking very furious. We both chuckled. He clarified that these were not a formal pledge to 5 full seasons, but simply words of encouragement. We asked to trust us with just 1 season because creating an animated series has such a lengthy production pipeline. However, we added that we need to start working on it while we're finishing the first one if you want there to be another season soon after that." They were saying, "Hey, we want to give you a lot of runway with this, with that 5-season joke." Arcane's 5 seasons were never planned at the time. But that doesn't mean the world it portrays is finished. In addition to the games on which this novel is based, Link's initial remarks upon the announcement of Arcane's demise imply that there are still a lot of games to come. In light of the statement that Arcane is just the first of many stories that we want to tell in Runeterra, what will happen after Arcane itself ends? Given the popularity of this initial League of Legends story, it appears certain that Fortich will continue to animate subsequent projects in the same manner, upholding a consistent vision for this growing universe. Nothing has been confirmed as of yet, but with so much source material to draw from, it won't be long before Netflix releases iconic narratives like the Ruined King and the Harrowing of the Shadow Isles. We can only hope that, unlike Arcane Season 2, we won't have to wait 3 more years for the franchise to return. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more.